Some people try to
bit about the game pulls you back this campaign to test play,
destroy and passive aggress your way to victory. Also, there's a stray dog.
Hello everybody, it's Todd McNeil back with painting Alpharius. So, how you guys doing? Let me just get this organized. So we left off doing some of the belt and groin area. And now we're going to probably work on... I haven't figured out. I think I'm going to do all the arms. And maybe even part of the staff, depending on how I feel. Actually, I don't know what the staff is. I know these parts seem to be like orange. I'll have to double check what the client specified. This is gold, I think. So maybe I'll do the backpack and the shoulders and stuff like that today. Actually, let's also work on this part too. Lots of things to do. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do that. This is the fanny pack part. Maybe I'll.
The part that didn't glue on nicely anyway.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of supposed to go onto his belt, but either way. Okay, so it's gonna be the same kind of leather as his groin cloth, I think. And maybe I'll finish up all this non-metallic silver part. Alright. Let's do that groin cloth first. Or the not groin cloth. Groin adjacent cloth. Using the same base as the base coat. Oops, the drawing brush. It's just too small. It's unneeded. Okay. I'll probably make those grenades silver too, with maybe the pins be like another color, which I'll have to decide probably a lot later. And then maybe let's touch up this part right here. This is supposed to be all the red leather too. There we go. And while we're waiting for that to dry, I'm going to start doing some base coat on the arms and stuff. Which is going to be Math white base and Merida's blue. He's also got those, I don't know what they are, like armpit protector things, those leather things. I don't know the actual name for them, but there's gonna be the same kind of red leather too, so I'll probably have to do them much later after all this teal armor is completed. I'll worry about the head like one of the last things to do. It's the focal point, so I'm going to spend a lot of time on it, so I won't worry about that until later. He's got like a chain around his arm. Okay. Interesting.
Mystery chain details.
Oh, yeah, it's like a chain wrapped around his forearm just once. For some reason. Why is that on both arms? He's got the Hydra and a chain motif. I don't know what the chains mean. Might signify something, but I don't really know this guy's fluff, so.
Yeah, it's not just like the skulls that they throw on everything.
He actually has no skulls in this guy, I think. Let me just double check that. Like, he's got like tons of Hydra heads, but like no actual skulls. I guess this is before he's all chaosy and stuff. Yeah, I don't see a single skull. I mean, even the goody two-shoes Gilliman himself has like 5 or 6 skulls on him. Tiny skulls, but they're still skulls.
Strange skull-free experience.
Yeah. Not the Warhammer way. It's gotta be skulls on skulls. Skulls eating skulls, skulls on top of skulls. Just skulls on skulls action. This guy didn't
Really
get...
just kind of lost. There's not skulls on this model.
Yeah, he missed the memo apparently. Okay. So pretty much everything else is just gonna be silver or gold. I'll probably do all gold or whatever trim color is gonna be. Like the head's gonna be some other separate color. Like same with this part right here. So I have to figure out what that's gonna be. Won't be doing that today. I'll leave that for later. Okay. I think that's all the arm detail I'm gonna block in.
Do you have one more stream after this with this guy, or 2?
Well, I mean, I don't have to do all the streaming, like all the parts of him, because like I want to do his cloak and his backpack. I guess I could actually maybe do his backpack today too, and then the next stream will be all the gold trim, his head, and then the back. Maybe I'll just do his head off stream. I don't know. It's gonna be a very delicate area, very time consuming. All right. Let's just... There actually isn't that much green or teal on his backpack. Let's get a little more yellow out. Or not yellow. Now with white base, which is a creme. It's good off-white. Since there's a bit of yellow in it, kind of gives the teal color a bit more green. And then when you shade it with the Meredith blue, which it'll give it more of a tonal shift, which is nice. Makes it more interesting when you have different tones on top of like the saturation and hue change and brightness. So it goes from like a light green, a very pale light green, to like a teal to like a dark blue. So this makes things a little more interesting. And all those things will be filled with black, so don't really worry about too much about that. Alright. Let's go back to the all-important base coat. There we go. Make sure you got a solid red on this guy's fanny pack for his grenades. There we go. Safety first, guys. Make sure your grenades are properly enclosed in your fanny pack. Or something.
And covered with the 2 thin coats of paint.
Mm-hmm. I guess there might be like clips for his plasma gun? I don't know. Like, what would he keep in those pouches? Maybe like a granola bar? Keep your energy up? Alright. Oh, the Weed Whacker now. Never win.
Okay, I can hear the Weed Whacker. I could not hear the lawnmower.
Whoa. Yeah.
It's open the door.
It's a little warm. Alright, back to base coating here now. While the Weed Whacker does his thing. Okay, just make sure you get a nice solid coat here.
Because you know what I do at 6 o'clock on a Friday night is mow and weed whack the apartment lawn.
Mm-hmm. It's quite the party.
It's just a really weird time because it's not like some resident doing it, it's like a company.
Yeah. I know, right? Hopefully getting paid overtime or something, because
Why wouldn't you do it during the day?
maybe he annoyed somebody. Or he's just very, very late. Many reasons.
And now you get the 6 p.m. Friday night like lawn care job. He is definitely weed whacking a hedge.
Ooh, that's talented. God.
This is the way you can see him from the apartment window. Not as dramatic as that guy getting into the back of the garbage truck, though.
Oh yeah, the guy trying to compress it with his body. Even though there's like a giant compressor in the back, like
Yeah,
you're supposed to use like the forklift thing to like compress it, aren't you? Or anything else besides your body.
You're definitely not supposed to use yourself.
Yeah.
It's just way too high risk.
We do live in Canada and free healthcare, but it's still not worth it.
No.
What?
Just the back of your garbage truck. Just do it.
Yeah, I mean, healthcare is free. Ambulance ride, not so much. This good old sanguine highlight here. This is for the pouch. Figure out what I want. It's got annoyingly a lot of like up parts, like raised parts that are like overlapping, so it's like hard to see some parts on the camera. I gotta make sure you guys can see. Because otherwise I go like this. It's just easier for me to see, but you guys can't see what the hell I'm doing. Like that. How's that? Let's get some sanguine, or Menoth white. Highlight some of this.
Sanguine white, aka pink.
Pink, yes.
Where's the murderous magenta?
No, that's too. It's magenta. It's not even a burgundy kind of color I'm using. It's I mean, he's not like a Emperor's Children. He's not like one of those kind of fancy guys. He wants to sneak in the shadows, this guy. He's a saboteur.
This bright blue guy likes to sneak in the shadows.
Well, he's also like 20 feet tall. No, he's like 12 feet tall or whatever. He's like he's a Primarch. But the rest of his boys, they dress up as lightning. Like, they have like blue and like white lightning stripes on them. Oh, hey! Acrylic brushes? What? Do you not like my brushes? They're also like dirt cheap too, these brushes, so I mean, it could be. Is that also a terrible thing? They're not the super expensive like $12, $15 brushes. These are like $2, $3 brushes. You don't need expensive brushes to do fine work. Who's that other professional painter who likes Marique? Yeah, Marique like loves her like really cheap brushes she can use and abuse.
She even paints with cheaper stuff than what you're using.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are synthetic. These are no animals harmed in these guys. And she's well, she's like kind of semi-retired now, but she was bloody amazing I've also been a professional painter for many, many years. I haven't really... I bought a couple like those... Like what? Bought Winsor Newton. I didn't like it. It was like... What is this? Overpriced garbage. I think it turned into a nice dry brush. But that's about it.
Plus, when you're using brushes for like 8 hours a day, even really high-end brushes won't really last you more than about a year.
Yeah. I mean, these guys last maybe like 3 or 4 months. That's everyday use.
So it's definitely a lot more economical to be painting with synthetics for us.
Yeah, and like painting every day, the tip is not going to last that long either. So like, it means we'll refresh the tip, get a new brush. So I have like 4 brushes of like relatively good tips, and once one runs out, I just get a new one, and use the other one for more base coating. Like this guy, he's a pretty good tip actually. Even though there's a bit of a curve, it's still quite usable. I actually don't mind the bit of a curve on my brush. It helps in certain situations. Currently working on this guy's little fanny pack, which houses his grenades. I mean, I don't know what else you would call this accessory on your belt. Let's see.
Side pack.
Yes.
His gentleman's purse.
Gentleman's purse. I think it's what the loincloth hides. Alright. That's fine for now. Let's start working on the rest of the, like all the arms and stuff like that. Let's give a bit of a dry brush, just a little bit of a highlight on the scales. I'm gonna use a bigger brush for that, the number 4. Just find where I want to put the highlights. I think it's time to open the window now because it's a little warm and the weed whacker's gone.
Literally the second you opened it.
I think it's farther away now. Alright, never mind. We'll try again in a few minutes. Stupid sun warming things up. Where's my nuclear winter?
That's a little dramatic for us.
Nuclear winter to counteract the global warming from all the pollutants. A little too wet there. So I got a little too much water in my mouth white. It's a little too thin. Why is it so thin? Okay. I don't want it going into the crevices like that. Let's give it a better shake. Much better. So, let's see. Maybe start working this part. Let's try that. Go back to some Meredith Blue. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a wash. I guess mix it medium just for the scales.
That's a great noise.
Like my little squirty bottle? It's like right beside the mic, isn't it? It's real loud and disturbing. Okay. See, man. Let's get a not so great brush for this part. And just sort of pushing it around a bit more. I'm just using the mixed medium part for the scales, really. It kind of turns into a wash. I just wanted scales to have a very clear Meredith Blue base. Okay. Unfortunately, it's going to take a little longer to dry, but win some, lose some. If I want it to be quicker, it's going to be slower in another way. Also, just dry brush the whole thing, and then, you know, be very quick. It also wouldn't be very pretty. Is it a little too bright? I want to turn down the,
It's just when you have it turned and it's all that cloak, right?
yeah, I'm just gonna change it a little bit. Let's see. Let's try 7. It's probably a little better now. Okay. So I think that's all the scales are now. Except for this part. Okay. Go back to some straight Meredith Blue with no mixing medium, and work on the more flat areas, like his backpack and his fingers and stuff. Sounds like wet boots, like squishing.
It's kind of a strange noise.
Mm-hmm. I need to darken that up, but I'll have to wait for it to dry first. It's a bit too bright there. Is that okay for a noise level?
It's hard for me to tell what I'm hearing through my ears and what I'm hearing through.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Just want a little bit of airflow. Now's the time the sun's like directly hitting the building, basically, and warming it up. It's like 6:30 here, the warmest part of the day for me. Here we go. Now should I zoom in, or it's acceptable?
I don't think you'd want to go a lot further in.
Well, is this? Should I go a little more?
Only a little bit if you're going to, because you're turning him so much right now. You're going to
Yeah.
get a ton off camera if you zoom in too much.
Okay, I guess let's leave it then. For now. A little too dry. So it just dried a little too fast there and left a bit of a wash tub effect there, which I kind of get rid of with a bit more paint. There we go.
It's a really dry day here.
Yeah, well, it's just really warm right now because of how the sun's hitting the building right now. Kind of reminds me a bit of like OFTL, the song. When you're going through the systems.
Space elevator music?
Basically. Okay. I think this part's now dry, so I can start shading it a bit more.
Well, my two-brush blending-wise, the idea of putting a fur brush in your mouth also really creeps me out.
Well, you're a vegetarian, so yes.
Yeah, just gonna suck on the tail fur from this animal.
Poor dead animal. You can't really have take the fur off a living animal. You have to remove the root and so forth.
Yes. It's definitely a fur product. Plus, actually, regulations in Canada are changing regarding sable, and it's going to be really hard for people to import sable going forward.
Yeah.
Not farmed in a way that meets our current trade conventions.
It's pretty sketchy, isn't it? How they are they mostly farmed in Europe, like Eastern Europe, or like China?
I believe Russia is the primary producer.
Of course. So Eastern Europe.
I don't really know how I would have felt if you thought that the sables were just so much better than synthetics. That might have been a bit of a challenge.
Well, you definitely have to buy your own brushes then.
Right?
Yeah. You couldn't have borrowed mine. So, let's see. Let's darken up this part that I was talking about before I forget. Alright, now it's time for some Exile Blue. Also by P3. Clean the extra gunk off my bottle. I'm also going to make a bit of a wash with some mixing medium. Get ready for some terrible noise. There we go. That wasn't that bad, was it?
It's not a nice smell.
I'm sorry. Add a bit of water to thin it out so it runs a little easier. Make sure it's all dry before I apply it. Just really for the scales. It's mixing medium. Okay. I'll still a little more, like the rest of him. Okay, so let's go back to some straight Exile Blue and blend the rest of the areas. What?
You bopped your camera a bit.
Oh, my palette cam?
Yeah, you hit whatever you're using as the mic, you hit it with a brush.
Oh, sorry. I can't hear that, but it probably sound like a big old whack. I'm going to do a rather crude blending on this part right here. I'll worry about all the details in the hands a little later. Just 'cause it's a lot more tricky and finicky, those parts. So I'll probably do it at a separate time. That's this part.
What color are you gonna do the Hydra headstones back there?
I was thinking an non-metallic gold, but I won't be able. I'll have to double check in the email with the guy. I was thinking of. I made a few suggestions, but I don't know what he picked. I kind of forget right now.
The distant noise of weed whacker being used on an inappropriate something.
That is actually a plane. It's a low-flying plane. Probably like a single engine. If they're using planes to trim hedges, then...
Bigger problems are at hand.
Yeah. Oops. Wait for that to fully dry before I start applying some straight on Exile Blue to that part. Let's see. Don't know how much blue on it does, but yeah, I'll do that for now. Decent enough transition. Alright, so this is probably dry. Let's go back and get it a bit better. I don't know why. Is there like a hair there maybe causing it to pool funny maybe? Maybe a bit of dust, I don't know. It's fixed. See how it looks when it dries next time. Still a little wet down the crevices there, so let's maybe go back and touch up this part a bit more. I think I forgot about this part. Okay. See how it looks from like a straight on. Should be a little lighter actually. To go back with some Meredith's blue in some parts, like right here. A little bit more. There we go. Let's see now. It's almost dry. It actually might be dry, just a little shiny because of how the mixing medium, when it cures, it has a bit of a sheen to it. So I think I'd be able to do the actual blending there. Alright. Did I whack the mic again? I think I did. before I do any of the highlighting, so I gotta like black into those holes there. So it should be solid black vent. So now let's work on those hands a bit more. Before I do this one first pass. Let's see. I think now it's time to go back to my Meredith blue. Get things reclaim some areas basically. Blend things in a little better. Lighten some areas up, like here. I should really use a black wash or black paint in there now. It's a bit of Friday night looking landscapers. What the hell are they doing? How noticeable is that? some of this coal black, which is very like a dark kind of teal. Sort of deep in some regions in these scales. And I'll probably go back over the black wash once that's dried. Just like around here.
It's just kind of weird noises.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Not normally like this. I completely missed that whole spot right here. Go back to look at blue. The knuckle crack? I think it's just my brushes hitting the table. It's not actually my knuckles cracking, because my knuckles don't really crack. Are you
Could
here?
also be that outside noise.
Could also be outside noise too. I'll close the window, and so I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure, is it like this noise right there? That's my brush. Because I'm changing out my brushes.
You
So-
need to change to the other mic. It works better anyways.
Okay, how about that?
Because you bumped that mic too much.
Which mic was that? That was the, let's find this out.
I think the one on the top of the computer works best.
And that, let me find this one.
How's this one? Is this one okay? No? Yes? Maybe so?
Remember, I'm like 15 seconds behind. That mic is really quiet. I guess try the...
How about this one? Let's try this one. How does this one sound to you?
I think that's better than the power camera.
Okay.
Yeah, Neuron is right. The one on the top of the computer has the smallest amount of background noise. Can you turn that mic up?
I don't know if I can. I can also do this. My headphones.
Is it? Alright. So, let's try this one.
And can you turn it up?
Yeah, let's try. I might have to start shouting. I don't see an option to, unfortunately. All I can really do is change which microphone.
Well, just talk loud.
Okay then. How's this for loudness?
I mean, I can hear you.
Because I'm shouting at you. Alright. Where was I?
I mean, for you, this is pretty much shifting.
Yeah, I don't normally talk this loud. Might become very hoarse very fast, but let's find out.
Maybe when the landscapers leave, we can go back to the other mic.
Yeah. Well,
If they ever leave, I mean, they've been here for more than an hour now.
yeah. Okay, so I was doing something with the Meritus green, I think.
Art is green.
Meritus blue, whatever. There's no other Meritus color, just Meritus. Meritus, whatever color I want it to be. Let's see. Yeah, if my knuckles crack that loud and that often, I'd definitely go see a doctor. Because, yeah, my knuckles don't really crack. Like maybe like once or twice a week. It's mainly my thumb.
It's probably giving someone nightmares thinking that was your knuckles.
We're getting a couple like mic or camera clamps and stuff like that, so it's kind of I don't have like everything like right at my face, so it's gonna be interesting. Next stream, I think we're gonna have a few changes, hopefully. Maybe for the worse, maybe for the better.
We're still pretty new to Streamline, so we're slowly investing in equipment instead of buying it all at once.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I want to have like this giant black thing right in my face. It'd be very distracting. Okay, before I do anything else, let me do the black art. I keep on mentioning. What's that picture of anyway?
Some streamer.
Okay, I meant. Okay, how about let's try that.
Here we go. This is a little more background.
Alright, perfect. Well, how loud was it before?
I mean, if you talk in your loud voice, it was okay, but this is way better.
Okay, I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna probably have a hard time. Keep on shouting at you guys. Sorry, I'm just not a shouter. Unless you get me angry. I don't think I want to paint angry though. You gotta paint me or calm.
I'd like for everyone to appreciate that Todd shouting is normal people talking.
Ugh. Just not a. Is this really what people talk like all the time? Okay, some people. Those I don't like loud people. A lot of people are just. Why do you need to talk like that? You're grading my.
Like how this is concerned you.
Loud people. I don't like loud people. It was loud.
You're kind of painting not on.
Am I? Okay.
Paint over the cat sticker.
I am. There's cats. It's right there. But yeah, sometimes my pivot point changes.
You weren't.
I was. Don't. What? What was that? Alright. I'll have to trim that up. A little sloppy there, but that's fine. I'll go back over the edges with some like lighter colors, but let me just make sure it's solid black in there. Black like a boom mic. That should be fine. Okay. So, I think I was doing Meritus Blue or Meritus Green or something. One of those Meritus.
Whatever color you think that is.
It's a teal. It's a nice, solid kind of seal teal.
P3 won't kill you.
Well, I mean, you can drown in it, but like, probably won't give you.
Take a lot of paint to drown in it.
I mean, you can just try and like choke on the bottle. Don't try and swallow the bottle. Just don't. Take it from me, professional. Don't.
That's your professional advice for today?
Yeah, don't try and swallow paint bottles. Chew first. That's the important part.
Don't be a victim of a hobby accident.
Yeah, I've almost been a victim of, well, I guess I have been a victim of a hobby accident, but it didn't really.
Yeah, it required a hospital trip.
Yeah, but all's well that ends well. It didn't do any lasting damage, so I'm okay. For all the concerned parties. Yes. How's that gonna work? Maybe a bit more gradient. Okay. Yeah, that's the one I forgot to do for the most part. That was a good part. Well, I hope I don't discourage you either way. I mean, you know, you can join me in paint. You can just pick up your own Alpharius model and we can paint together. No, he's a bit big and detailed for like a just starting back after a couple months. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Let me just open this window first. Is that? Not hearing any landscape.
I think they've maybe left.
Yay. It's 7 o'clock here. Why are you doing that on a Friday night?
And again, this isn't like people unscathing. He's like, come on.
Yeah. Shame on them. No.
I've never seen you out there that late before.
Yeah. I know.
I don't know if this would be the model I picked. If it was just like a funsy painting thing.
Well, some people have different definitions of fun, as Magic the Gathering has taught me.
Fun for Tom is not fun for others.
No, but like, blue control decks are a certain kind of fun. Not fun to play against, but they are effective.
Flashbacks to more magic jerk.
That wasn't a magic trick. I mean, I only played my, oh, what's that guy's name again? The blue-black god that he was indestructible. And you tap him or any creature that he was, while I was in play, and you, like, mill the guy. It stopped a lot of people from being jerks to me, that's for sure. To be jerkier first and harder than they are.
It's not fun.
It's just a different win condition. It's not like, it's like those people.
It wasn't fun for other people.
It's still
It was a negative play experience.
I thought it was much funner than playing as the people like I do infinite combo and win, because those are just annoying, and you can definitely see mine coming compared to like people like I have these 3 cards out and this 4th card is going to win me the game, but you guys don't know this. But yeah, sometimes you get like ridiculous combos where like I can just kill everybody on the board in 1 turn. That was what? Oh, who was that? Was it the Corpse Eater?
Oh, there's so many things to do that. It's just...
Yeah,
There's just too much now.
You tap him. Thanks. I think it was Fenix. Hey, you tap any creature on the board. You can tap while Fenix is in play, and you like can mill the guy for the guy's toughness. And the Corpse Eater can untap himself. You just like exile a creature from anybody's graveyard. So you mill a guy for like 4, and then if there's a creature in anybody's graveyard, you untap him and tap him again. Just like, yeah. I haven't played Magic in forever. But yeah, blue-black green is actually my favorite combination. Like Golgari and stuff like that. And I got pushed away from, oh, what was that blue-black combo? A guild? I got pushed into more Golgari because it was fun for everybody. Huh? Dimir, yes. They were cool guys. They had a good symbol. I think it was like a spider. Yeah, thank you.
Is Ixalan fun to draft?
Yeah, because me and my girlfriend want to try it out, but...
I liked the art direction, so I thought...
And this is the all the Planeswalker one? Yeah. I mean, it sounds like an interesting premise.
Or is Ixalan... See, so we've been out of it for so long, I don't even know. So I think the Planeswalker set, Ixalan is last year's. I think it's more of the spark right now, possibly.
Is the spark like the source of magic in people, I guess, or not 100%? Yeah.
I know there's Nicholas Bolas.
What do you mean, Nicolas Cage?
No, he's definitely a dragon.
He's a dragon. Nicolas Cage can be many things, okay?
Can he?
Well, he's like just different variations of himself, which is. This is that song game where it's like when you're going like potion. I'm gonna go buy potions from a vendor. Like some JRPG.
I really like the art direction, and maybe it's interesting. I don't know. I haven't heard, I don't know, kind of anyone in our circle talking about like if this was fun to draft.
Well, the people who just play Magic have kind of just like receded into the Magic crowd, while ones that don't play Magic have stayed with us, I guess. Magic is all-consuming, so I kind of stopped.
Well, there's only so many hobbies you can keep up with.
Yeah,
right?
it's true. You can play pet competitive and
You're kind of painting off screen again.
am I? Oh, stupid thing. Stupid.
It's just the angle you have to turn.
Well, he's like also like a huge like there's this guy and then there's like a normal guy which is like this guy. It's like yeah, I go up to your navel or not navel. I guess his nipple. Yeah, up to the nipple I think.
I think our days of competitive Magic are long over.
Well, drafting's fun. That's competitive I guess, but it's not like going to tournaments to crush some poor dreams. A person's dreams.
Well, I never played like constructive competitively. I definitely drafted competitively for a while there, though.
Yeah, but it's like a whole different like. It's a little cheaper too. Well, because like if you're a good drafter, you can like basically make your money back for some parts. You're getting a whole bunch of like packs right from winning. It's not as like expensive as like doing like a standard, right?
Sometimes standard can be relatively affordable.
Yeah, it all depends on the.
Like modern isn't affordable, but.
Oh well. My like 3 or 4 commander decks are worth about $200-300 each. Yeah. I hear ya. Those are from like all different types. Because modern's like what from all sets for the most part.
Modern is like from when Hasbro bought the company forward.
Ah yes.
So I think Kamigawa is the cutoff. I'm not 100% sure though. Do not quote me on that.
We have video proof though, if we want to.
I know. Dangerous.
Danger. Yes. Please do not litigate.
Yeah, I think for me the part of Magic that I liked was like going to the store and like seeing people. So I'm not sure like the online experience would do something for me.
It's the same thing with like miniatures games compared to like computer games. Like the whole point of like those kind of games, like card games, board games, miniature games, like go out and like meet friends, meet new people, go to stores and have fun with like and get out. Well, like if you're like trying to simulate that stuff on a computer, it's much different. Like I prefer other games. Like I play Fallout 76, things like that. Or like Overwatch and stuff like that. But that's just my personal opinion. I'm also not a huge fan of 2-player board games.
Except Kingdom Death.
Well, currently this is my full-time job, so this is my hobby time plus my full-time job. This is all my time except for the few hours I play on Fallout.
This is the busy season.
Yeah, I am very low on personal time right now. Got quite a few deadlines and all my stupid competition pieces up. Start going. I got like less than 2 months to do whatever I want. It's a lot of sculpting, a lot of painting to do. Yeah, I never got into WoW just simply because of like I've heard like horror stories about people like just losing like a year of their life to it because they just like got consumed by it. I kind of got a little bit like that with like League of Legends when I was like in my 20s, like quite a few months. I don't think it was a year, but it was definitely a while.
Well, I mean, those games are essentially designed to like hook you and keep you playing.
Oh yeah, well it's one of those free-to-play games. It's totally free. I didn't spend a dime on it, but I definitely spent a lot of hours on it.
A lot of lifetimes?
Yeah. I parted some of my soul upon it.
Yeah, that online competitive game thing does not appeal to me either.
Well, I wasn't like I wasn't like super competitive, but like it was fun. It was good, and you know, you want to like, good games are good, bad games are bad, and like, it's just so annoying, and it got a little too much, especially with like terrible teammates, and it just wasn't worth it. It got too repetitive. Sorry. Yeah, I'm doing the sagebrush. We've ordered the pins.
Yep, pins were actually ordered yesterday, so they are on their way.
Yeah, so I got prizes. Little, not prizes. What would you call those?
Awards?
Awards. There we go.
I mean, they're kind of like a prize. I think they're cool.
Get a knick-knack for entering, for the most part.
Hopefully soon we'll get to announce some sponsors.
Yeah. Excuse me.
We do have the full rules for it already. I know we've sent them in. I just don't think they've updated the website quite yet. A little more details on, you know, what makes bronze, silver, gold this year.
Yeah.
It was our first year doing it last year, so we were just kind of like experimenting and seeing what worked, you know, getting used to it all.
Yeah, it was trial and error kind of thing, and kind of winging it. And it seemed to work out good though. Like I didn't hear any complaints, which is good. Everybody was happy.
Well, I think many people were happy.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think everyone can be like 100% happy at the end of a competition, because I think some people go in with like a you win or you haven't accomplished what you wanted sort of feeling. But
yeah, well, win at all costs, or like I must win or I'm not gonna feel good about myself as well. Not particularly healthy, I guess.
Really excited to see what people bring this year, though.
Yeah, there were some great entries last year. Hopefully people continue and maybe even step up their game, because maybe they'll serve more golds and silvers this year.
We did lots.
Hmm?
I think we only had like a bare handful of entries that didn't medal last year, which was awesome.
Yeah, I think I had like under 5 pieces. There was also that joke one, which was just like somebody dumped a pot of paint on it. Which one was that again? What was...
It was the Malifaux one on the board. So we only had 2 entries that could have kind of went into that category. So we made the choice not to combine it with the large category, because the large category had such a really great depth of entries in it, and we felt that the 2 entries in diorama both represented like a lot of time that had been put into them.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it was almost made it one category. But that was the swamp, kind of? I forget.
Yeah, it was kind of in the sewers.
It was,
In the sewers.
was it the Mercs kind of thing?
No, it was like Hamlin, wasn't it?
That was Hammond? Okay.
What was it somewhere?
Well, I find with like almost anything in general, it's just that less is more. So like, I used to do like huge dioramas, like almost like a foot across, something like that, and it's really hard to do, like get a good high quality, like get a gold or whatever like that, because there's so much to paint, and it's not really worth the time because it's a lot of these boring parts, right? So like, have a condensed piece that's maybe like 3 inches across, kind of thing, just like just a little scene, a little moment in time, is like just all you need for like a diorama, like 2-3 miniatures, depending on the size. And just like, that's probably the best kind of most effective way of doing a diorama, because less is more for the most part. Pretty much anything, actually, because if you pick a really huge model to paint for like the large category, like every single part of it's got to be gold, otherwise it might fall back down to like a silver, because like there's so much to paint, right? It's a lot of time, and it's maybe not even worth it. You go for a much smaller model and get the same kind of effect.
Yeah, especially because the sagebrush is still, you know, like a growing kind of new competition. diorama is kind of a harder category to attract entries for.
Yeah, like I was kind of surprised.
Dioramas take so much time.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, for the most part, a lot of people are just painting for almost for their army for the most part. And so, if you put like miniatures onto like a platform that are, it's not really a diorama. You gotta have like a scene. You gotta, you know, a lot of thought process involved in doing a diorama. Composition and stuff like that. Background, foreground. You're just like putting your like miniatures on like it's a flat ground. It's not gonna really come close. There's a lot of green on this guy. I don't know if we're even get close to the silver in today's time frame. Just a lot of it. I do recommend like not keeping your miniatures on base, have them like on a little like just a tiny little like pedestal, whatever, like something cool like
Some sort of
plinth or do I have? I mean,
even just like a plain wooden plinth is better than putting it on a base for a competition.
Yeah.
It definitely adds to it.
I don't have. Or my sewer guy, because like that's the thing. I think we could do some good kind of like size like ratio. Is he in my bag? I'm gonna. I'll see. Like, let's see. Oh, like, can you grab me better?
Is it by the back wall?
Yeah, I think it's by the back wall. Because like it's a tiny miniature, but it's got like a maybe a 2-inch by 2-inch kind of like base on it, and it's got like a pretty tall thing. It just kind of like just captures the whole like feel of what the miniature is supposed to be, because it's a little like trash goblin, and he's in a sewer, so like just kind of fits all together and kind of tells a story, which is kind of what you want in a miniature. Am I on screen? Yeah, cool. Is he on the... Oh no,
I'll go find the other part.
Yeah. It's in one of the trays, which is probably wrapped in some paper. Yeah. This is the scene I made for the guy. And it's just like a 2-inch by like maybe 1.5 inch kind of thing. It's pretty tall. The guy's only like pretty small, but it's a little sewer scene. It's just like hanging out. And so this is what I did. Got some like sculpt some half-eaten apple. Got a little booze bottle in the water. Sculpt dead fish. There's even an old banana peel. Paper. A little bit of hair maybe. There we go. And here's the miniatures, you know. I just tacked him in, so I just... So he goes like that, basically. He just is... And so like the sewer is kind of like neutral, kind of like, you know, and this guy is very warm, so he's like pretty much just like, is it tension? A little bit of green glow from all the water and stuff like that. So yeah, this is from my Iron Painter for last year. So I kind of tied him in, because he's got this little bit of an apple core on his tongue. So I kind of tied him with that apple core, so it's like he's been eating the trash, right? So that's the, I forget what he's called. He's a gremlin, 10 Thunders from Malifaux guy. He's a little demon, trash demon.
But even just like painting contests in general wise, definitely recommend painting something for the competition as opposed to like for your army.
Yeah, because like this guy, like he's off. Like, you easily just tack him onto a base, right? He just pops off, right? But like for something like for the actual entry, you kind of want him on like something like it's not like this complex, but like just like not on a base, because it adds so much more character to it, right? Because you got a little bit of foreground, you got a bit of background, you got like him, which is the center of attention. So make sure your guy's like the center of attention. You don't want him to be like outshone by the actual base. So yeah, that was one of my. I did like 5 or 6 entries. I got some bigger.
So many.
Yeah, yeah. I should probably just glue them onto the actual thing themselves. I'm never gonna use those miniatures for playing. Yep, that's very true.
That's another good reason.
Yeah. Alright. I mean, and also you don't really have to like have like a huge variety of things. You could do like, say if you're doing like, you could do like all Warhammer entries. Like nobody's, I'm not gonna care about like your entries are all like uniform and themed, or if they're all the same. Like you could do like undead for your entire thing. I'm not gonna care as long as they're painted good and as long as they look good. But like it's not gonna give you points if they're all the same, or not, you're not gonna lose any points either. So pick whatever you want.
We don't manage the main website, but if you message the Sagebrush Facebook page, I can send you a copy of this year's rules.
Yeah, we just run the page, not the actual the Facebook page for the Ironbrush. But Nathan runs the website as for the TACX. Okay, maybe I'll try and get back to this. Maybe.
Happy to distribute rules if you send us a message.
Oh, sorry, hold up. I think the hair from the base came onto my tongue. I don't know how that happened. Okay.
It is the same categories as last year, though, so no surprises, I suppose.
Yeah, we haven't really changed anything besides like trying to clear up rules.
Clarify things.
Yeah, clarify things. So just make sure, like, make things a little easier for you competitors. But, like, yeah, nothing's really changed for the most part. It's more of a errata than anything rules. Yellow. You don't have to yell at Bosley. You can just message us on the thing. You don't want to make Boza angry.
I don't even think it's him that does the website.
Yeah, it's probably true. I mean, you can yell at him, but it's probably not going to do any good. Besides, probably make him angry at us. It's more fun to yell. Well, I mean, I try not to yell on the internet. Caps lock is bad.
As I think we've determined, you're not really a yeller.
You know, my loud voice is not very loud. I'm also a terrible public speaker too, so another fact for you guys.
We all have different talents.
Yes. I can paint reasonably well and talk reasonably but terribly. And today is all about the scales today. So much. So many little scales to do. No. Caps lock is for, I don't know what it's for. Loud people. That's what it's for. And we all know what I don't like loud people.
Blood warriors?
Yes. Armchair commanders. Wouldn't want you to get banned, that's for sure. For caps locking everything. Of course, I'm not the person that bans people. It's my girlfriend. She's my moderator. She'll ban your ass if you, well, good thing you don't.
You make it sound real bad.
You are angry. She get the claws out. Live up to her namesake. She'll cut you after claws. Let's see. Alright, maybe I'll stop now. Before she claws me. Okay. So feathers. Feathers are interesting. It really depends what kind of feathers you're doing. Are you doing like it's just like a feather, it's like just a flat color, or is it like colorful, has like different, like, is it changed hue, like is it going from like a purple to a blue to like a black thing, or is it like multicolored, like speckled, like say like some birds have like a brown that has like white spots on it, like what kind of feathers are these gonna be like? And what, actually, you can send me a link to the model too, and I can, and how you're gonna paint it, and I can give you some advice if you want. Or can I? If I'm a judge? Are you entering this? Are you entering this in the contest? Because I guess I can't do that, can I?
No. You could talk about like painting feathers in general.
Yeah. Okay. So.
You can't talk about painting those specific feathers then.
How do I even do feathers? I haven't painted feathers in a while. Like yeah, it's basically just brown feathers, so it's the same as doing like, yeah. It's really just about the highlighting. Like, make sure like the because like each feather has like the quill part, I guess. What's that called again? Like the stem, like where it sticks into the bird. The quill, right? So it's the quill part. So basically, make sure that's like highlighted and so that make sure like that's very precise, and then just give it a little bit of streaks. Like it's all basically all about the highlighting at that point. Like have a little bit of gradient, and then have like basically just show off the texture of the feather. Is probably an important part. And then probably have a clear border between all the feathers. It's basically all about being crisp and clear on the feathers. Because like if it looks muddy and looks like a brown, like if it looks like a fur cloak and it's supposed to be feathers, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna do well. But yeah, just make sure it's crisp and clean, and like for example, the same with scales. Like you gotta make sure most of the scales are like have a clear border around them and stuff like that, depending on how it is. Because like big scales want a crisp, clear border. Like, smaller scales doesn't really matter so much, but like big, very obvious scales, yeah, definitely make sure they're visible and defined. Hopefully that helped. Okay. I haven't done feathers in a while. I don't have any miniatures coming up with feathers. I don't have any miniatures around here with feathers, do I?
I can't even the last time you painted.
Oh, that maybe?
Jaga? But
No.
I don't own that. That's someone else's.
This is a terrible feather now. I have some speed painting stuff, but
I don't think that's.
what? Yeah, I don't actually have any feathers currently, unfortunately. That giant Blood Bowl orc team, no feathers there, just a lot of spikes and teeth. Back to the scaly bits. I think this part right here is all of me silver, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Because I did it Una a while ago, like a couple of years ago, I think. And she's like got like a feather cloak with like 3 birds on her shoulder. That was rather annoying. And that's probably my Facebook. It was probably buried. It also wasn't really that high of quality. You definitely want to try to do your best to be doing a competition. And it's probably better to do like one very high quality miniature. If you're running out of time, just go for like just do your best in 1 miniature compared to like maybe running out of time in like 2 or 3 miniatures. That's what I found.
Okay, so I also just posted the 2019 Sage Rush rules onto the Facebook page. Viewable by all.
Good call. Yes. There you go. You can go check them out now.
Facebook does not have nice post formatting. I'm sorry.
You did your best. I mean, not much else you can really do.
I
guess
mean, if I'd been like really dedicated, I could have made like individual like images and dividers, but there's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah, it's not needed. I guess we'll just make like downloadable rules too if you wanted to, but it doesn't. As long as you can read them, that's all that really matters. Not everything has to be pretty.
I'd also definitely actually say Nathan 2018 instead of 2019. I fixed that now.
Cool. Definitely did only one side of this guy's holes here. Didn't do the other side. Oh, good luck. And hopefully get a couple foils. Oh,
Good night.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of foils. Like a shiny version of the magic card.
Make your own choice.
I try. Not very good, but alright. Thanks for watching. Okay. Oh,
It's not me.
I know. I'm not gonna look at it until after the stream. Maybe it's that's annoying. Yeah, just a lot of finicky stuff. Those stupid scales take a long time. Especially they're very visible like this, right? So like the shoulders are the most visible part, so make sure it looks nice. Let's see now. Definitely need a little bit of highlights here. Yeah, let's work on this hand. I'll go to the highest highlight for a couple of scales. Some pure white. That whole knuckle thing. Maybe it's terrifying my knuckles crack that much. Definitely wouldn't be streaming if my knuckles crack that often.
Or would you?
Oh my god. Oh, I even would like that.
You do still have to talk in your normal voice to do
Okay,
this.
fine. I'll start talking a louder voice, not a normal voice. My normal voice is very quiet. Unless I'm very excited about something. Then I just shout. He completely mangled his hand. Or his thumb. I didn't even see his thumb. I just completely forgot about it, apparently. Oh well. It's a tiny little detail. Not too hard to fix. It's like one of those like songs when you're like in a tropical region in a game, like catching fish, sounds like. Is it like the one in Breath of the Wild? Maybe I'm wrong. It does sound a little bit like that. Close enough for now. Alright. Some light in there, some more white, and two of the final little highlights on the scales. If I can find my white.
It's not me. I haven't been off white base for a while.
I was just trying to hide from me because I know I'm gonna... There it is. It was knocked over. Oh. Hey, Hazy. I've already seen some trice. I'm glad your painting skills have improved. Well, seen some trice. Sorry, thanks. I'm glad it's working out for you, Haley. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. And my mumblings are...
The only way to get better at painting is to paint.
Yes, practice is the only way you can really improve. Thanks. Oh. No worries, no worries. I'm glad you're learning something. It's good to know. I'm not just yammering and making things worse for people, 'cause that'd be unfortunate. Thanks for letting me know. It's always nice to hear that kind of stuff. Making a mark, a good, positive mark on people is always a good thing.
Everything you say made my work worse.
Yeah.
Again, he must.
Am I? Sorry.
It's because he's so tall.
Yeah,
This
he's...
is why I warned you about zooming in earlier.
Well, you still want to see, like, it's still a lot of detail. I'm still kind of relatively new to streaming, so I may be painting off screen. Just yell at me if I'm doing it too much. Maybe next stream we'll have some new things, new and exciting things, like emotes.
The email has been submitted. It has just not yet been.
Yeah. Just did a little emote for you guys, or for the tier 1 subscribers. Something a little fun. And show it off next
It's
time.
pretty cute.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work right now, does it?
I'll go check. I don't think it's ready yet, though.
Yeah, it is. What?
It takes a while to get.
Yeah. Well, if you have any questions, Haley, or Hazy, sorry, Hazy508, let me know. Don't learn any more tricks, or things not working out the way you think they should be, and I can give you some hopefully helpful answers. Let's see. You're doing this kind of stuff, you gotta make sure it's not too wet, otherwise it pools into the crevices. What? Sorry, I'm talking too quietly. I got to start shouting again. I'm sorry, guys. So in this part, make sure your paint is not too wet, otherwise it will start pooling into crevices. It's a bit like a dry brush, but I do it very flush and vertical. Parallel, I guess you might say, with the actual detail. And maybe a little bit of black washing with a worse brush. I use a really old, crappy brush for washes. A little bit right here. A little bit of carrot coming back. And do I have a miniature? I might have a miniature I could show you how to do a gem. Let's see, because he doesn't really have any gems. I've got like a very small crystal right there, which I'm not going to do until I've done everything else. Like, to me, the gems are like the very last thing. So let's see if I can find a miniature that I can show this one off, I guess. But I'd probably try and paint one. This is a Loki I did for.
What do you think? Explain what's further.
Yeah. This is a very pale looking gem. But I think it's much easier to do just to paint it. So this is like, I like to do a gloss over top of it. And so I like to do like yeah, I can do like a white and then it transition to like a gray to like a black. And then you can also like, do a wash or a very thin paint over top of it, kind of glaze it, and then it'll keep the saturation up. And then go back over with little bits of like white dots, just the very bottom and the very top. And then put a bit of gloss over it too. So like I put two little dots on the top and the bottom. It's kind of hard to tell there because it's very white in the bottom, but you can see right there. It's he doesn't have other gems, does he? No. So like it's very important when you're doing like a gem like that. You have to do like the it's very light in the bottom and then it's dark on top because it's like it's translucent. And so what you're actually seeing is the light hitting the bottom, the back of what this thing is, and the light is being warped. And so all this part here is being shaded by the gem because it's warping light downwards and into that area because it's hitting the surface here, but this part is warping light this down instead of going into this area. It's like how water like warps light, etc., etc. Basically changing the speed of it. I also, if you got some blood for the blood god, I I like to use that as like the laziest, fastest way of doing a gem. As you know, you can see this guy? I did this gem right here. That is basically like a white. I did half a white, half a black, and I just dabbed blood for the blood god on it, and then I just took another clean brush and kind of removed a bit of the paint right here. And then once like it got to look nice, kind of, I put the white dots, and that's how I do my red gems really fast. Well, for this right here, I just did like I basically cut the gem in half. I did half a white, half a black, so black on top, white in the bottom, and then I just dabbed like blood for the blood god over it, and then kind of made it very thick in the middle part, and then very thin on the bottom. So I kind of want it to like, taper off, kind of a gradient from like almost the white to like the red, and then it goes to the dark, and then you add the little white specks on the top and the bottom. If you really
want to paint a gem, I have to strip those anyways.
I guess I can do that. Let's see. You put this guy back.
Because that was where I ran off.
So you have Elder, right? So here's a. Okay. Here's a big. I'll use number 4 brush for this. All right. So, you're red or blue. Okay. I'll do a blue one because why not? So I'm basically gonna use 3 colors for this. I'm gonna use this very vibrant blue color. It's called Signar Blue. I'm gonna get, and then I'm gonna black, and then I'm gonna get a white. These are my 3 colors basically. I mean, you could do like fancier ones and have like the color shifting and stuff like that. So like you could have like the blue go from like if you're doing like an interesting gem, like the light hits it kind of green, then it shifts to blue, then goes to like a warmer color. But
start with the basic.
Yeah, you start with the basic one, and it also depends how big your gem is. Like a big gem like this, you could probably do that kind of color shift. But like for like smaller ones like this, I'd probably go for one solid color. So let's just make sure the white is gonna be very white. I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like so. Like this is the bottom, this is the top. I'm kind of going faster, but this is a. Especially for a big gem like this, you can kind of give it some more curvature. Be a little extra fancy. And I'm kind of doing a bit of wet blending there, which I don't normally do. Because I'm just doing it fast. I'm being lazy. Okay. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of white and gray. Wait, make a bit of a gray, and just. Oops. Some more white now. There you go. That's the basically kind of what you want. Give it a second to dry, and then I'm going to apply some blue. Some very thin blue. Make sure it's all nice and dry. Make sure there's no dust on it. Make sure it dries relatively even. And like that's the first coat. I'm gonna do a few more coats like this. But you can kind of see how it's kind of keeping the saturation of the blue. And they're gonna turn to like a very pastel blue down there. Oops. Oh. I might have broken off a piece. I am sorry. I didn't realize how fragile.
You broke my thing?
It
What
was...
did you break?
Yeah, how did that break?
They're really delicate.
I'm sorry, I'm just manhandle things, apparently. I'm sorry, it's like... I was just handling it normally. I've never broken a miniature in a while. Sorry. Alright. I'm doing it this way because I'm wanting the paint to pool away from the white area. And so, let's see. No, wait for it to dry before I start playing around. But yeah, that's basically like what I normally do for gems and stuff like that. I might do a thicker blue next when it dries. Here, let's try this. Do quite thick here. Then I'm gonna blend it towards the white. And then leave it. Okay. Well, it's just like this little prong. Unfortunately, I didn't realize it was there, and I was being a little too rough with it. Okay, and then so for this part, once it's dried, I'm just gonna take a little bit of white and just brighten up this bottom part a bit more. Okay, while it's drying, I'm gonna work on this part. So I'm gonna go take this. And you can probably make the little white dot, like the same kind of shape as the actual gem. So we kind of retain that, and then opposite side. So it's on the right side here. On this side, I'm going to do the. I actually did the wrong side. This actually should be this side. Go like that, and then my tip on this brush is not that great. There's a basic gem, a fast and easy one. Let's see if I can get a black border, because it looks a little drab because of how the white around it. So hopefully make it look better, especially since you're stripping it. There we go. It looks a little better now. If you want to make it more, you can also make it more vibrant by going like this. Let me see. Obviously, this step is definitely do before you're doing the white little specks. many ways you can do this. Some are faster than others. Sometimes the slower ones are actually not as good as the fast ones. I'm kind of experimenting here. Because you're adding white to the blue, it kind of makes it a pastel. Which is good for only very small parts of the gem. You make sure there's no like harsh transitions, because gem should be very smooth. And you can see here there's a bit of harsh transition. Alright. Let's do a bit more inside the gem, so it kind of has a bit of a shape to it. And then let's do a bit of a... Actually, let's try this. I'm gonna experiment while I'm doing this, why not? That's more little speckles inside of it. Don't make an Easter egg, because I might have made an Easter egg one. Let's see. Okay. Oh. I'm a professional painter, and I really don't have a fully painted army, and I don't really care about fully painted armies. It's just like, the only time I paint my armies or paint stuff is when like it does well in the battlefield. So I like to play my games. Alright, so let's wish me luck here. See if this is gonna work. Let's see. A little bit of bad blending jobs in some parts, but it's a relatively big gem. Kind of like trying to push the... Let's go back with some pure white, because I messed up all my other white. And just go back and do those white spots again, make them white. There we go. There's a gem for you. Honestly, though, because it's kind of more white over here, like it should be it's a little brighter on this side than right this side. These little specks over here should be like on this side, and then these little specks should be on this side. So that's my... A puppy painted minotaurs? Partly, probably.
I think that's phone having fun.
Oh, that's shit. Man, if a person didn't pay me, oh. Never had that happen before, but God. Minotaur army. I like the Beastmen when they were back in the day when they were in brick formation. Now they're in the skirmish formation.
Yes, you long for the brick.
I'm a brick kind of guy. That's why I kind of want to stop playing fantasy.
Fully not puppy.
Yeah, puppy paint. It just sounds like you left them on the floor and a puppy started chewing on them, and it's painted with like saliva and dog food and puppy breath. All right, well, Hope you enjoy my tutorial of gems today. And
Bonus gem tutorial.
yes,
You want me to find someone to raid?
yeah, I think I'm done. I'm a little.
I can see it's kind of burned out here.
Yeah.
We're on some sort of tangent.
Well, it was nice doing gem. Gems are cool. I like them. It can actually works better if you try and do like with ink. So sometimes it works better. Just practice with that because it works quite differently. But you can do the same kind of premise of like the gray transition. Oh, of course, yes. There are many different types of successor chapters. Like, was it the where's one? Oh, this is.
We're gonna go see Mocha,
Okay, we're gonna go raid Mocha. So
and
hope
we're gonna be back on Tuesday.
be back on Tuesday, and hope you enjoy the coffee painter.
And yeah, have a good weekend, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
Tuesday.
Hope you guys enjoyed the cat and the gem tutorial.
Sure, okay, here we go. Copy.
All right,
Have a good night, everybody.
have a good night. See you guys back on Tuesday. Tuesday at 2. Oh, my ear. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow.